Hey comrades, the topic that we shall be discussing today is oscillators. First, we should know that what is meant by oscillators. So, oscillators are electronic circuits that produce a periodic oscillating signal. Oscillators convert direct current signal to an alternating current signal. Now, let me get you familiar with the types of oscillators. Here are the two types for classifying the oscillators. This is sinusoidal, this is non-sinusoidal. Sinusoidal oscillators can be further divided into low frequency and high frequency oscillators. Low frequency includes RC phase shift oscillator and Wien-Bridge oscillator. High frequency includes Hartley, Colpitts, Clapp and Crystal. As we can see, non-sinusoidal oscillators can be further divided into these categories: unijunction oscillator, multivibrators and time-based generator. The multivibrators, as you know, are three: astable, monostable and bistable, while time-based generators are voltage and current sawtooth generators. You may take a screenshot of this slide for your future reference. Now this is the classification of oscillators, but I shall be discussing only the ones typically included in the curriculum of colleges. Now moving ahead, how can we know that a particular circuit is an oscillator? So we have two conditions for the oscillation. These you might be knowing that they are called Barkhausen criterion for oscillation. So the first is magnitude criterion and the second is phase criterion. Let us define these two. Magnitude criterion says that mod A beta should be greater than or equal to unity of 1. While according to the phase criterion, angle A beta should be equal to 0 degree or 360 degrees. Or we can say in radians, it should be 2 in pi radians. You might question, what is this A beta? This A beta is the loop gain, where A is the gain of the amplifying element in the circuit and beta is the gain of the feedback network. So A beta is collectively the loop gain around the feedback loop of the circuit. Now moving on to our first sinusoidal oscillator, the RC phase shift oscillator. This is the circuit of RC phase shift oscillator. Here it is an op-amp, resistance R1, RF, and here are the capacitances C1, C2, C3, R1, R2, R3. The op-amp shown here is inverting, so it provides 180 degree phase shift at the output. We studied that for the oscillation, 0 degree or 360 degrees phase shift is required. Hence, the feedback network should provide 180 degree or more, because here it is inverting, so the output will be, for inverting, it is V out is equal to negative something. You would have studied that in inverting op-amps. So this is inverting, hence it is providing 180 degree phase shift. So for phase shift to be 360 degrees in total, this feedback network, these units should provide 180 degrees more, so that 180 degree plus 180 degree, it should be total 360 degrees for oscillation. This would occur by the calculation, you can solve it later. This would occur at a frequency given by f is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC under root 6. And to fulfill the magnitude criterion, beta, that is the gain of the feedback network, it should be equal to 1 by 29, which should be given by RF by R1 is equal to 29, and hence RF is equal to 29 R1. So these are the values you should keep in mind while solving this RC phase shift oscillator. Now moving on to Wien-Bridge oscillator, we can see here it is an op-amp, resistance R1, RF, V out, and here are the capacitances C1, C2, resistance R1, R1 is here, so R2, R3, and we should make here C2, C3, just for simplicity. So there is a series RC network connected with a parallel RC network which forms the feedback loop. Oscillation frequency here would be given by f is equal to 1 by 2 pi under root R1, R2, C1, C2. If R1 equal to R2 is equal to R and C1 equal to C2 equal to C, then this frequency would become 1 by 2 pi R1 R2 is R square due to this, and this is C square due to this, so RC. F is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC. Here beta is equal to 2, so which makes RF by R1 equal to 2, and hence we get RF is equal to 2R1. RF is equal to 2R1. So these are the values you should know for Wien bridge oscillator. Now the next one in the series is the crystal oscillator. You can see the circuit of crystal oscillator here. Resistance R1, feedback resistance RF. This is a crystal. Resistance R2, capacitance C, and these are two Zener diodes. The pair of Zener diodes at the output ensure that output amplitude is exactly at the Zener voltage. This circuit has a higher gain, and this is an op-amp based crystal oscillator circuit. Hartley oscillator and Colpitts oscillator. I thought of presenting these to you in a comparative style because you can see quite similar circuits. Here L1, L2, C, and here C1, C2, L. So by studying in a comparative manner, we can easily remember about the Hartley and Colpitts oscillator along with their circuit diagrams. So the frequency of oscillation for Hartley oscillator is given by F0 equal to 1 by 2 pi under root L equivalent into C, where L equivalent is given by L1 plus L2. And here oscillation frequency is given by 1 by 2 pi under root L into C equivalent. Here it was L equivalent, now here it is C equivalent. Here C equivalent will be given by C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. So we can write it as F0 is equal to 1 by 2 pi. Now putting this value in place of L equivalent, we get L1 plus L2 into C, and here we get 1 by 2 pi under root L, replacing C equivalent by this value C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. RF by R1 is equal to L2 by L1 for the Hartley oscillator. RF by R1 is equal to C1 by C2 for Colpitts oscillator. So the comparison of Hartley oscillator and Colpitts oscillator is in front of you. You may take a screenshot for future reference. Next, I will be uploading a video on multivibrators. So stay tuned and keep learning.